Just discovered a 3-year affair of my husband. Cannot handle the pain and having suicidal thoughts. Need advice. I, 40F. Have been with my husband, 38M, for 20 years, married for 18. We have 2 kids together, 19F, 17M. I have gone through my worst phases of life with my husband, and he has always been a rock support for me. Our marriage had rough patches as well. I got pregnant at young age, so I had never experienced life of teenagers. Early in our marriage, I cheated twice on my husband. One of the affair was with my ex for about 1.5 years, Pa and E, and another was EA's with a random guy online also for about a year. We married at young age, so I made some really terrible choice which I regret to this day. He forgave me for the affair but made me sign agreement for distribution of assets in case of divorce in future. I agreed and understood why he had to do that. We started fresh and had awesome marriage. He encouraged me to become sober and clean from drugs. At the time I cheated. I used to take drugs. He got promotion and we bought our house. He planned vacations and encouraged me to pursue my hobbies. He helped with chores and was great dad to our children. About 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with uterine cancer. When doctor informed us about the cancer, he literally broke down and started crying. At that moment, I realized how much he loves me. I had to undergo surgery for removal of uterus. After successful surgery, he took care of me like I was a child. He made me breakfasts, ordered lunch, and cooked dinner. For 6 months, he did not let me do any household work or any other work. He even made food for children on his own. These are the moments that I look back and imagine that I could not have survived without him. He is my soulmate and I cannot imagine my life without him. Last night, while he was sleeping, I unlocked his phone and opened his Facebook for some of his photos as I was planning on to surprise him with big collage of his life journey. On his birthday, I saw 2 Facebook accounts on it. One was his regular one but the other was with a different name. I opened the other account and found that messages that were sent to his former coworker. They were sexting. I didn't read them but screenshotted entire thing and sent it to my phone, deleted screenshots from his phone, and left his phone on his side. I was not able to sleep and was crying all night. In morning, my eyes were noticeably swollen. He asked me about my health to which I replied I was fine. He gave me a kiss on forehead and left for work. As soon as our younger son left for school, I opened the screenshots and read their entire conversation. Messages were dated back 6 months ago. As I scrolled up, they discussed about their sex fantasies, things they'll do to each other in nudes. It made me sick to my stomach. As I scrolled more, I saw the message, "Happy 3-year anniversary." I don't know why, but after reading that I literally had a panic attack. I was just laying on the floor, crying. He told her about my past infidelity and how he still has nightmares and flashbacks in mind, but with her, he feels free from those thoughts and enjoys every second of it. He even said that how he is tolerating every moment he has with me for past 18 years. Being intimate with me is just physical satisfaction he has to do for me, but with her, it is deep emotional chemistry. How he stayed in marriage because of children and will leave me as soon as both our kids start going to college. They even had planned their wedding. It feels like in one day, my life is destroyed. I thought we were happy family. I had everything in life, but in one day my world is shattered. I wanted to grow old with him, but now it feels lonely. It seems like my life was delusion. I can feel my body become lifeless, like my soul is being murdered. I thought that he would have forgotten the past mistake I made 14 years ago, but he was just bearing my mistake for so many years. I know that he is my soulmate and I cannot live without him. I don't know what to do. I have suicidal thoughts by the idea of him leaving me. It's been 5 hours since I read the messages. I just want to die so that I have the privilege of dying with him as my husband rather than alone. Should I tell him how I feel and what are my thoughts? These past years I have no idea of how much he suffered from the trauma of my betrayal. I know it would be selfish of me to guilt trip him, but my soul is tied to him. If he leaves me, I would rather die than living alone or with someone else. I am confused and don't know what to do next. Any advice to save our relationship? Story 2. Wife cheated on me with a guy we played video games with. I, 29M, just found out a week ago that my wife, 27F, cheated on me with this guy we play video games with. Here is a little background to start. My wife and I have been playing a role-playing game for about 6 months now. A few months into it, we started to get curious about using relationships in the game to our advantage, and we agreed to keep the relationship strictly in character. For me, the in-game relationships with other people playing never went past a little flirting. When I talked to them out of the game, it was always along the lines of "What's up, dude?" like they were an old friend. Apparently, my wife's in-game relationships didn't stay that way. Over the past 3 months, our marriage got really rocky. I stopped helping around the house and went into my own little shell because she was just ignoring me. If she wasn't in the game, she would be in a Discord call with people playing the game or watching their Twitch streams. This would go on in front of our kids when we were spending time with them and at dinner. She would stay up until 2-3 a.m. when she had to work at 6 a.m. playing with this guy. Then she would sleep all afternoon, leaving me to take care of our one yo because she was too tired. I never thought too much of the late nights because I would do it on occasion, as well as it's an addictive game and time sometimes gets away from you. After 3 months of this, on top of ignoring me and always turning me down when I wanted sex, I was at my breaking point. I approached her about my concerns with ignoring me and being too into the game and needing to spend some time together. She shot back at me that I didn't do enough around the house, and that's why she shut me out. We agreed to work on things and get our marriage back to where it used to be. I then went out of town for work for a few days. When I got back home from my work trip, things seemed better at first. We eventually had sex, and that is when I started feeling like something was off. A few days later, I looked at her Discord DMs, and I find messages from this guy saying, "Good morning, gorgeous," and I still haven't closed my Snapchat. I keep looking at this picture and am probing at any sign she is upset with me. I confront her about it, and she swears up and down that they are just friends and the gorgeous comment was meant for her game character. I then ask to see her Snapchat, and she asks why there is nothing there before I finally convince her to show me. Come to find out, they have been sending each other nudes. Cute stuff I have sent her before, and messages like "I love you, babe." I was furious. I tried storming out of the room, but she begged me to stop and not wake the kids. After some time, I finally listened to what she had to say. She said she wanted to leave me for some time, and the cheating was only recent. I don't believe her since the timestamps on her messages that are suspect date back 3 months. She said after our last talk she stopped everything with him because we had agreed to work things out. She later told me she never stopped talking to him until I caught her. I made her block him on everything if we were going to work things out. After she cut off all communication with him, or so I thought, things got a lot better in a few days. We both have been extremely happy. We have been taking care of the house together, spending more time with the kids, and have been really lovey toward each other, and the sex has been crazy. It has been a lot like when we first started dating. Then I had a friend contact me on Discord to show me proof that she has still been talking to him. I confront her about it, and she lied to me again, saying she didn't know what I was talking about. I then had to show her proof before she admitted to it. They thought they were being sneaky by him changing his Discord name before joining the channel with her. What he didn't do was unlink his Twitch account from his Discord, and that's how I found out. She told me the talk was just letting him know they were done, and she was fixing things with me. She told me he had an invite from a long time ago to the Discord and must have used it to talk to her. She also said he changed his name beforehand because a lot of people in the gaming community and found out about what happened, so he was trying to stay under the radar. I looked at the audit logs on the Discord, and that is a bunch of lies. She created an invite, then created a locked channel, then dragged him into the channel, then he changed his name. I'm not sure what to believe anymore. Things have continued to be great between us, but I can't trust anything she says. A big part of me believes he was getting into her head to cause the rift between us, and she just hasn't told me the truth about how long they were doing this. Others that I've talked to have told me my wife is the 6th woman he has done this sort of thing to that they know of. It seems like he gets into their heads to try and break up relationships so he can have them for his own. I've also been told and show evidence that he does this until another girl comes along, the ghosts the last one. I've told my wife this, and she doesn't believe me and keep trying to defend him when I talk about how much I hate the guy. My wife was the one who told me about previous girls with this guy, and now she seems to have forgot about it. I want to forgive my wife and work on this, but I don't know how to continue. I can't trust anything she says, and this is always in the back of my mind. Things have been so much better lately, and I keep putting in the effort to fix things, and so does she, in hopes that I can forgive her and trust her again one day. I'm going to set up marriage counseling for us to go to in hopes that it helps, and she agreed it was a good idea.